morning children. Sai Ram. I hope all of you are fine. Okay, so today we are going to continue with our lesson number 19, our rights and duties. I'm so happy that all of you have finished your assignments and you have taken pictures. Only a few of you have not submitted and I'm waiting for those. Okay children, so next let us before starting into the session, let's read the lesson. I hope all of you have got your textbooks, right? So today we are going to read the lesson number 19, our rights and duties. Okay children, so let's read the lesson. So take page number 126 in your textbooks, lesson number 19, our rights and duties. Okay, so first thing is our constitution. Okay, our country was ruled by the British for almost 200 years. I want all of you to take your pencils and underline the first sentence in your first paragraph. Okay, our country was ruled by the British for almost 200 years. After a long and hard struggle, India got its independence from the British on 15th August 1947. So underline the date 15th August 1947. Our leaders got together to form a government. One of the first things they did was to make a set of rules based on which the government would run. The set of rules is known as our constitution. So underline, the set of rules is known as constitution. Okay, those words which are marked in red color, those are very important words and you need to learn the spelling of those words. Okay children, so the second para, the constitution was accepted on 26th January 1960. We celebrate the day as Republic Day. So let's move on to the third paragraph. Our constitution lays down some important guiding principles that have to be followed by the leaders of the nation. So the word preamble is an important word here. Please take your pencils and underline the word. Okay. So next, the preamble or introduction to our constitution. Preamble or introduction to our constitution describes India as a secular, socialist, democratic country. So let us see each one in a paragraph. Okay, the first one is democratic. So this means that all the people of the country will choose or elect leaders who would form the government. So this kind of government is known as a democracy. So underline the word democracy. Okay, so thus our country is no longer ruled by kings. If the people are not happy with their elected leaders, they can move or thus our country is no longer ruled by kings, and if the people are not happy with their elected leaders, they can be removed from their post. So this is democracy. Okay, so let's move on to the next paragraph, socialist. So take your pencils and underline the word socialist. Okay, it's an important word. Okay, so this means that all the people in the country will be treated as equals. So what is the word socialist means? Socialist means treating everyone as equals. Okay, So the government will not differentiate between people on the basis of their caste, religion, or in any other way. This is known as a principle of socialism. Okay, so next is secular. This means that all the people in the country would be free to follow whatever religion they want. This is known as the principle of secularism. So underline the word secularism. So next we move on to the republic. Okay, so this means that our head of the state is elected by the people. Okay, India is headed by an elected president, unlike British, whose head of the state is a hereditary monarch. So what is a hereditary monarch? It is an hierarchy of the family where the king is followed by his son and his son is followed by his grandson. So they will be their elected leaders. Okay children, so next one is our fundamental rights. The Constitution of India gives its citizens certain fundamental rights. If anyone feels that his or her fundamental rights have been denied, he or she can approach the court of law. Some of the important rights are given here. So the first one is right to equality, right to freedom of speech. We can speak freely without fear. Right to follow any religion, right to justice, right to live and travel anywhere in the country. So we have two more fundamental rights. So it is given here. So right to choose our profession, right to free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14. However, these rights are not absolute and the government may take certain measures like reserving jobs or seats in colleges for the backward and the poorer sections of the society for their upliftment. Okay, so these are the fundamental rights which are subject to change. So they can change it as per the upliftment for the backward and the poor sections of the government. Okay, so next paragraph we have our duties in page number 128. Duties always come along with rights. Some of our important duties as citizens of India are given here. We must follow the rules laid down by the Constitution. We must honor the national flag and the national anthem. We must help our country united. So we must help to keep our country united. We must defend our country at the time of danger. We must protect our national property. So we must protect our national property. We must protect our environment and we must treat all Indians as equal. Okay, so last we have come to the directive principles. So what are directive principles? Our Constitution lays down certain guidelines for the government to follow for the welfare of the people. Some important guidelines are given here. The first one is providing proper living conditions for all citizens, providing work for everyone, and ensuring that some people do not become rich by exploiting others, and improving the conditions of weaker sections of the society, such as those belonging to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So underline the word exploiting and scheduled caste and scheduled tribes for learning their spellings. Okay children, I hope the lesson is been completely read and we need to do the book back exercises. Okay. So first fill in the blanks. First one is the set of rules according to which our government runs is called our constitution. So what is the spelling for constitution? CONSTITUTION. Constitution. Okay. So this is the answer for the first one. So next one we have, our constitution was accepted on 26th January. So that is 26th January, and this day we call it as the Republic Day. Okay, so what we call this day as? Republic Day. REPUBLIC. Republic Day. The third question is, the dash principle gives guidelines to the government for the welfare of the citizens. So what is the principle called? Directive principles. So capital D, I, R, E, C, T, I, B, E. So directive principles gives guidelines to the government for the welfare of the people. Next, fourth question is, every citizen of India has certain fundamental dash. Every citizen of India has certain fundamental dash. So what is it? Fundamental rights. RIGHTS. So every citizen of India has certain fundamental rights. So next one is a match the following. So first one is 26th January, right to follow any religion, protecting our national property, providing education to all children. So here we have in the next column, fundamental rights, directive principles, Republic Day, and our duty. So 26th January, as you know, it is a Republic Day. Right to follow any religion is a fundamental right. Protecting our national property is our duty. Providing education to all children is a directive principle. So did you understand the match the following, or let me repeat it once? So 26th January will be the Republic Day, and right to follow any religion is a fundamental right. Protecting our national property is our duty, and providing education to all our children is directive principle. So let's move to the identifying the principle behind following in our constitution. What is? People of India are free to follow the religion of their choice. So what is it? If always the religion comes, it is secularism. Yes, SECULARISM, secularism. Okay. So next one is, all citizens of India are treated as equals. All citizens of India will be treated as equals. So what is the answer? Socialism. Okay, so write down socialism. Spelling is SOCIALISM. Socialism. Okay. So next one is, the people of India choose the leaders who form the government. Okay, it is democracy. Okay, the people of India choose the leaders who forms the government. So it is democracy. 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 So next we move on to the answer the following questions. First one is, what do you mean by the constitution of our country? The constitution of our country is a set of written rules according to which a government is run, according to which a country is run by the government. So let me repeat. The constitution of a country is a set of rules. So this is a key word here, set of rules, set of written rules according to which a country is run by the government. Okay. So the next one is, India is a democracy. What does this mean? Here, India is a democratic country, and democracy is a kind of government where people vote to elect leaders who run the government. Okay, so here India is a democratic country. So the key word here is democracy is a kind of government where people vote to elect leaders who run the government. And next we have, list the fundamental rights of the people of India. So they have asked any three, but I have listed all the fundamental rights so that you can choose any three rights you want to write down. Okay. So the first one is, the fundamental rights are right to equality, right to freedom of speech, right to follow any religion, right to justice, right to live and travel anywhere in the country, right to choose your profession, right to free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14. So again, right. So the first one is right to equality, right to freedom of speech, right to follow any religion, right to justice, right to live and travel in the country, right to choose your profession, right to free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14. So next we have fourth question. List the important duties as citizens of India. So the first one is, we must follow the rules laid down by the Constitution. We must follow the rules laid down by the Constitution. We must honor the national flag and the national anthem. We must honor the national flag and the national anthem. We must defend our country at the time of danger. We must defend our country at the time of danger. We must protect our national property. We must protect our environment. And finally, we must treat all Indians as equal. So the last question, what do you mean by the directive principles of our Constitution? Our Constitution lays down certain guidelines for the government to follow for the welfare of the people. Our Constitution lays down certain guidelines for the government to follow for the welfare of the people. Some of the important guidelines are providing proper living conditions for all citizens, providing work for everyone, ensuring that some people become rich by exploiting them, improving the conditions of the weaker section of the society. Okay, so let me repeat. Our Constitution lays down certain guidelines for the government to follow for the welfare of the people. Some of the important guidelines are providing proper living conditions for all citizens, providing work for everyone, ensuring that some people become rich by exploiting them, and improving the conditions of the weaker section of the society. Okay, so children, we have the multiple choice questions. The first one is, which of the following applies to India? So which of the following applies to India? The first one is democracy, socialism, secularism, and D, all of these. So the answer is D, all of these. So the second one is the set of written rules according to which our country is run is called dash. A. Constitution. B. Directive principles. C. Fundamental rights. D. Duties. So the answer is A. Constitution. So learn the spellings as you learn the multiple choice questions. Okay. So the third question is, which of the following is not a fundamental right? So first one is right to be treated as equal, right to follow any religion, right to choose a profession, right to keep our country united. So the first three things are the fundamental right, and the last one is not a fundamental right. Okay, right to help our country to be united is a answer. So next one, fourth question, which of these is a directive principle and not a right? Providing work for everyone, providing education to all children, freedom to live anywhere in the country, and freedom to give your opinion. Okay, so which is a directive principle? Providing education to all children. Yes? Is it a directive principle? Or freedom to live anywhere in the country, or freedom to give your opinion? So which is the correct answer here? So the first one is the correct answer. Providing work for everyone is a directive principle and it is not a right. So I hope all of you have understood everything. I want all of you to write it in your respective notebooks and take a picture and send it to me. So until then, keep revising your lessons. If you have got your textbooks, please read your lessons regularly, and if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay children? Thank you.